Are booktok books like really that good, or are they just based off of tropes and a lot of glazing and a lot of, oh, this is cute, this is romance, this is spice? Well, I'm going to find out for myself today. So, hi, I'm Becca. Welcome to Beck and Books. I talk about books. I love books. And I mostly read classics. Now I'm gonna sound like a total bitch. Pardon. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, I'm gonna sound like I only read classics. I only read classics. I only read the good stuff. You know? No, I read classics. I read fantasy. I read crime, mystery. I like all of that. I like. Sometimes even read drama. I like books in general. But me and booktok are like this. We're two parallel lines. See, I don't really interact with her. She doesn't really interact with me. So today I'm gonna find out if my judgment is based off of prejudice or if I'm actually right. And to solve that mystery, I'm going to be reading Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter on Kindle. Let me see. Here we go. I hope it's not mirrored. Anyways, so I'm gonna be reading this. I'm supposed to be reading Babel like 4 other books, but I'm gonna be reading this and giving an honest review. So
I would just be there, of all people. I would just be in that shopping mall in the weird Urban Outfitters described store shopping. Wasn't she supposed to shop for a dress? And then they canceled those plans? What's she doing there? It's just a book. The people in their book. What? The people in the book have their own lives. This is stressing me out. This is genuinely stressing me out so hard. So incredibly hard.
Merry Christmas. And I'm also going to be putting the entire box of strudel, or those 4 surprisingly pieces left in it that I ate in the last 2 hours. Are there 4? Yeah. I'm gonna put 1 because I'm feeling a little skinny. And right next to me, give me a moment, pardon the terrible lighting. Right next to me, some tea. Amazing. I'm going to get cozy up and reading this book. And while the atmosphere is kind of giving light, dark, whatever, academia with a slight murder subplot, the amount of pink I'm wearing and the amount of pink in my room at this exact moment is inspiring me to read or to continue reading this romance book. So So I might have genuinely enjoyed it. Um, and I think that sucks. Trying to prove myself right, I proved myself wrong. So I made a little list. I wrote little comments along. Oh my god, what do I have in my eye? This is so annoying. So I wrote some little comments through the reading of the book. I finished it all yesterday, and I still have something in my eye, which is so annoying. Yeah, I have them all here. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to start off with some prose, like some positive comments, and I'm gonna do the negatives. Or should I do it the other way around? No, I'm doing it this way. Okay, so the pros, which were more than the cons, like the negatives. Shut up! I'm very unorganized. It shows. Okay, so I thought the generational rom-com stuff was very cute, and I thought it was very sweet, and she was like honoring her mom this way, just because I kind of cried when she mentioned her dead mom. So obviously it was a sentimental moment. What was I supposed to do? But I thought that was very sweet, extremely cute. Anyways, another positive. It reminded me a bit of Flipped, the movie. And I don't know if you have seen it, but it's I think you know of it. The movie where the boy at one point says that's a reality of how can she sit there and laugh and look so beautiful, and then both of them have the line of my Julie or my I forgot what his name was. Very cute. She did something of the sorts with Michael. These are all in consecutive order. Like this was I think chapter 1. It was just along the chapters, okay? I love Wes. I think Wes is the most awesome. I loved him ever since he did his cartwheel. I thought that was very cute, very charming, and I love Wes. I have a serious love for Wes. And from what I unfortunately spoiled myself with, I'm not gonna love Wes in the next book. So, that's fun. Now, this is like an in between, I would say. I thought it was very tropey, very tropey, but the author wrote it like she wrote it off really well. Because mostly when I think of tropes, I think of fan fiction. Like you don't usually, or I mean, people do usually read tropey books, but that's not what really books are all about. They're not. You don't write a book because you want to read. You know, you know what I'm saying. I'm mumbling right now, and I feel like I sound very obnoxious at the same time. But you understand what I'm saying. Like you read books because you want to learn the message you want to see an author's view. Tropes are kind of weird. I don't know. I don't like tropes. I like tropes. I don't like the tropey books. I feel like tropes are for fanfiction. But this did not feel like a fanfic, and I feel like the author really they did it well. Yada yada yada. Now this is a call out to me. I was very much trying to hate on how Liz sorry for the pause. I don't know why I paused. I was very much trying to hate on how Liz kept asking herself if Wes was into her, because I was like, oh, get a hold of yourself. But low key, that's what I do. So, I'm a bit of a hypocrite. I was enjoying the place. I thought it was. I'm gonna keep saying cute. I thought it was cute. I thought it was sweet. I do that. Except I don't necessarily. She's so right. Like, life is much better when it feels like a movie. Going through the hallways is much better when it feels like you're in a movie. Anyways. When was this? I think we got over the vomit scene. Sorry, spoilers. This, I think it was the nosebleed scene. When she was sitting on the ground and she was like not looking at anything. It was a small detail, but she said she was relaxing when, like, she relaxed when she heard what his voice, like Wes's voice. I thought that was pretty cute. God, I have so much stuff. Anyways, when Wes told the story about her mom, like when he scraped his knee, sorry, spoilers, and like his mom pretended that she was also injured so that he could help her and then she could help him without making him feel like a baby or something like that. I thought that was. Wes, you have my heart. You're amazing. Literally Man, written by Owen. I have two. I need to clean my room. Anyways, really appreciated the Jane Austen references. Like, Liz was a Jane Austen fangirl. Except I do have something to comment on that, but I will be commenting on the negatives. So, yeah. Love the Jane Austen references. This is kind of like an in-between. But I guess it's on the pros. I loved that she made up with Joss and, I don't really care. I feel like Kate and Cassie were very side character. Anyways, I don't know what even was that. Anyways, yeah, I love that she made up with Joss first and then Helena and then she went after Bennett. That was, I actually really thought she was gonna go running after him, like they were gonna have a scene at prom.
She's just running after him, begging for his mercy. And I just could not imagine how she would make up with Joss and Helena after that. But I really liked it. Yeah, also, thank goodness that they didn't get together until the end of the book, because I know I would have been bored as fuck. That's up with the pros.
Okay, so I'm back with the negatives. I just realized I left my coffee over there, so I'm a little pissed. Also, I feel like I need to say this. Sorry for the look I'm sporting today. I just woke up. Like, I made myself a cup of coffee and I came here to talk about Better Than the Movies. So, if I look a little puffy and a little groggy, it is because I am. Because I just woke up. So anyways, let's get going with the negatives. And I do have a few, but I feel like most of them aren't that serious. They're just like snarky comments from me. Which, obviously, I had to. I couldn't prove myself wrong, like, right off the bat. You know, I had to. So, listen to chapter in. I forgot her name. Now, I'm not sure if they hadn't mentioned it, and I'm going to be talking about something after that. Like, this ties up to another comment of mine, but I forgot her name. So, that was fun. Also, this is all in consecutive order. Like, we're starting from chapter 1 and going down. Another thing, it was so cliche. Like, I know it's a romance book, and I know that it's tropey and it's supposed to be cliche. It was so cliche. Like in the beginning, and honestly, along the book, it was cliche. Anyway, So, talking about it. But okay, so tying up with the first comment, it is so annoying that I have to pick up bits and pieces of like the character's looks or the character's name from literally like along the book. I I feel like that's so odd because I'm very used to books having like descriptions. Like when a character shows up, she's like blonde hair, green eyes, whatever. You know? This this was so weird. Um dun dun dun. It was stressing me out. Like I'm not even sure. I think I just blinked out on the person that it was stressing me out on. Oh no, I remember. Oh my god, that was a volatile reaction. Anyways, I remember when she was shopping with Wes and she saw Joss. Oh,
That was stressing me out. I was like, shooting. Anyways, I was just reading lines and I just assumed what happened. Which I was right on the money, by the way. But, yeah.
Fake dating is so great, Gatsby. And I know we have quite a few great Gatsby references in this book because I think the author, Lynn, I'm just gonna call her Lynn. Okay, we're on a first name basis now.
I thought she really did want to implement that. This is a big Gatsby. No, it's not. I don't know why I said it like that. It's not. There's like similarities. So fake dating is so big Gatsby. Because, I mean, fake dating for attention. I don't know if there are other fake dating subtropes, whatever, where fake dating to get a guy's attention. That is very big Gatsby. Tell me Batman wouldn't have dated her whatever instead of throwing parties. He would have. To get her attention, to get Daisy's attention. Anyways.
I was so annoyed when she kept comparing Jane Austen to Bridgerton. Now, I might be a bit of a hypocrite because I know near nothing about the Bridgerton books. Because I do have a prejudice against romance books. Except for Jane Austen. I love Jane Austen. I love Jane Austen. Because Jane Austen is trying to send a message. These books are just, oh, here's a trope, read it. I feel like it has no substance. Anyways, Michael, my little saltine cracker, you got the memo wrong. You read the memo and flipped it. She wasn't talking about herself. She was talking about Lainey. You forget that you knew her and it was unexpected in your childhood as well. It was not about Liz. It's about Lainey, and I'm so sorry, man. You got invited to the wrong party. Like this, you're. I have no words. Why would you do such a public proposal at the school and be like, okay, I have to dip? Dude, come on. It was going so well with Lainey. And he liked her. So why would you ask another girl out while you like someone else? You know? You understand, right? I'm not crazy. I feel like I'm looking at myself instead of looking at the camera. So I have to fix that because I'm filming on my phone. It's very odd. Because I haven't the faintest idea where the camera is. There's a green light over here, so I may look at it. Proposal. Why would you accept? It was obvious. Dude, this guy was... Wes was looking at you like you were just massacring his entire family. And you're like, yes, Michael, I will go with you. She wasn't like that. But you understand, right? She was like, let me take your flowers, thanks. In front of the whole school with Wes over there. And obviously he rejected you right after you accepted another guy's proposal. I feel like that's so obvious. Anyways, those were all of my negative comments. Now, let us make some final conclusions. It was very tropey. It was very cliche. It was exactly like a modern rom-com. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I felt like it really lived up to its name, better than the movies, because it was better than a movie. And I feel like it was written to be a movie at some point. I'm sure it will. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So, final rating, a harsh 4 out of 5 stars. Because my heart will not let me actually say out loud that I proved myself wrong. So I'm not sure if I picked up the wrong book and like I just did it to myself. It was my fault, my mistake. Or if it was genuinely good. So next time I'm making one of these, I will be sure to be reading a shittier book. Okay, that was all. Thanks for watching.